I'm so glad you're here with me today on Embellish the Story. I'm Tammy and I'm working on the signature of my new journal today. So I thought I would bring you along on this little process and just go through my checklist of items that I usually include. This is just how I approach a signature. There's absolutely no right or wrong way. Anything you have in your stash will make a great journal. But here's my little checklist that I go through and things that I like to include in a journal to give me a variety of items and to create a little interest. So here's my little checklist of things I include. I try to include about 4 to 5 digitals or scrap papers that I might buy somewhere like Michael's or Hobby Lobby. I do about 4 to 5 coffee or tea dyed papers. I try to make sure I have a music sheet in there, 1 to 3 pieces of ephemera. I like to put a little crunchy glassine bag in there to stick little treasures in. I like doilies in there. And then sometimes I will include things like fabric, lace, or an envelope. I try to keep it around 15 items. That to me is a more manageable journal size when I start sewing in the papers. When I get more than 15 pages, I kind of start struggling with doing a pamphlet stitch, and that's what I'm planning on using for this journal. So let's go through what I've picked out for this one, and you'll kind of see what is going on here. So I've picked a collection of papers from Odulcina. This is it's either called her Tattered Laces pages or her Antique Laces pages, but I will leave a link directly to this collection in the description box so you can find them if you'd like to use them. And I put the same collection on the inside cover of the journal. So I wanted to go along and I want to be cohesive. I don't always use one collection of papers, but I try to make sure that the papers are all very cohesive. So here is a few of the pages, and I've picked, I think, 4 to include in this journal, and they are double-sided. I always print double-sided when I print. Then I just take some tea-dyed and coffee-dyed papers. Some I've done myself, and then some I've purchased from Etsy, and these I've had a very long time. But if you just search for tea-dyed or coffee-dyed papers in Etsy, all these things will pop up. So I just have a plain piece. I have this piece here that has some shimmer stencil on it. Here's another plain piece. This one has like a lacy effect. And then this one is kind of got gold dots. This is a longer, what is it? 11 by 17 or it's the bigger page. And so I will generally fold it and it'll do like this in the journal. So these are 1, 2, 3, 5 pages I picked out for this journal of the coffee dyed. So we've got our general pages. Now for some of the extras. I have these and I'm crazy about them. I love them. I'm still on the fence about them. I would put this in the category of probably some ephemera, because one side you definitely can't write on, the other side is more like a watermark. The thing about these, I had to cut down the pages to fit in this journal, so I'm afraid I'm going to cut this off. So these, I'm on the fence about these. These would be perfect in this journal, so I really want to include them some way. Then I usually include some kind of ephemera. So this is a French book page I've cut down to fit in the journal. It was very brittle, so I did have to put washi tape on the center so I don't have that come out of the signature. And then here's a piece of music sheet that I'm going to put in. Now, I don't make all the pages the same size on purpose. That, to me, adds some interest to the journal to have different pages, different sizes. And we'll kind of go through my thought pattern on picking these out. And then here's my glassine bag that I did coffee dye these. I just dipped them in a cup of coffee and a cup of coffee that I poured in a Pyrex dish. And then I baked them. So let me tell you how I go about baking my papers and my glassine bags. So I just dip them in coffee or tea. Lots of times I will water down the coffee a little bit, like just a little bit of water to it. I put my oven on about 190 degrees, and then I bake them for about 5 minutes. And then I just start checking them every 3 to 5 minutes after that until they're dry. Sometimes I will flip them over because coffee will pool on one side sometimes. It'll just pool in little indentions. And so I will turn the papers over sometimes. So it's very simple to do the coffee dyeing or tea dyeing, and that's how I do it. So there's my little glassine bag. Here's my doily. It was a white doily, so I inked it to give it some beigey and old effect, and that will match my papers better. The white was a little too, just a little too stark. And then here is an envelope. This is more like a coin envelope, and I'll just sew it in, and then I'll have a little fun place. I've got to glue it there. All right, so as I go through this and think about it, I'm just going to open up my journal and see how I want it to look. Now, the two places I pay more attention to are my first page, which is also going to pay attention to the last page, and then I pay a lot more attention to my signature. So I'm going to use a digital that I think looks good with this very first page. And that looks really pretty to me. That's a nice contrast between the two pages. These were all made to look cohesive. So really any one I pick is going to look good. So let's see. That one looks good. That one's a little lighter. I like the way these two colors kind of match. So I think I'm just going to stick with that one for the first page. Then I will generally do some kind of coffee dyed paper next. So I'm just going to pick one of my coffee dyed papers and place it right in there. So that's what we've got going on here. Then I like to take another, I kind of just stagger the coffee dyed and the digitals, and that's kind of how I just start off. Let's see how that looks together. That's kind of busy to see. That looks kind of busy to me. Let's see how this one looks with it. Got a lot going on here, and my desk is small. Sorry. Got a lot going on. I like this shimmery one. So I might put that one there. And then, let's see what's next. Another digital. I think I want one of these digitals. Oh, that's so pretty. I think I want one of these digitals in the center. So that'll probably be my signature. So let me go with another plain piece of paper. And that'll give me this look, which I like. Then I'll put in that as the signature. So I want the signature to look cohesive. I try to make all the layouts blend so they look nice together. I want this like this. So they look nice together. Now, if I put one of these in, I will probably have to put this in the center so that you can see the whole thing, because it'll be broken up, which might not be horrible, but I'd love for it to look like this. So this is I'm on the fence about these, so I'm going to set these aside. Make sure y'all can see me. Oh, and I've got this one. Let's stick this one in. All right. Hold on. I've got more. There's more. Kind of lost my place. So those, I'm not crazy about that, so I'm going to do something to cover that up. So here is a really pretty signature page. I didn't want it like that. Now this one I didn't cut. I tore this down with my ruler, and I didn't cut it even. If it's somewhere else in the signature, you won't be able to tell, because this side will be on one side, this side will be on the other. But I don't want it in center probably like that. So I'm going to switch these two pages. Okay, so I put this page in the center. That's going to be, that's gorgeous. I love it. So now I'm going to stick in some more interest, which will be where I try to stick it on the coffee dyed pages because they're just so plain. So I'll generally stick things in there. Let's try the doily right here. That gives me some interest here. Let's see. That's got a lot going on already. This is kind of plain. So maybe a book page would be good here. Right, this is, and then let's go next. Let's see, we could put in, not the music sheet. That's too busy. That's definitely too busy. Maybe this would be a good place for the envelope. I'm not crazy about that page. The lines kind of bother me, so this to me will help break that up a little bit. And then I need to pop my glassine bag in. Where am I going to do that? Where if I put it right here? Okay, so I've got a lot going on here. I purposely make the pages different sizes. I think that adds some interest. I'm definitely going to have to trim down this French book page, which I did not want to trim that off, but it looks like I'm going to have to do that if I use this page. So here is how I'm kind of put this one together. And I like what's going on here. That washi tape is going to show a little bit, but it's not going to, it's going to look fine. I used some washi tape that kind of coordinates with the look. I've kind of figured out this journal is already becoming very vintage. So it's taking on a very old, antique, vintage look. So here's this. I've got that. I purposely folded that a little shorter. This page. And we'll do a lot of decorating to the journal. But right now, this is a place to start. If I put in this, it's going to be long. I might could put it in and then fold it out, but I'm still on the fence. So we'll see if that ends up in the journal. I love those papers, but it never occurred to me that they might be too long for some of the journal. So that's my thought process for going through setting up a journal. If you're new to journaling, hopefully this kind of helped you see a way to approach it. Really, you can approach it any way. So that is what's going on here. It's just me putting together this journal. We are forecasted to have snow again this weekend. Last weekend it was freezing rain, and this weekend it's snow. I know a lot of y'all have had a lot of snow, and my friends in Nashville, I think y'all got hit really hard. So I hope you're safe and that you're getting your power restored if you lost it. I've had you in my prayers. I mean, it's so cold, but we might get actually like fluffy, white, pretty snow, which is very exciting to me because we just don't get that a lot here in Georgia. So that's what's going on. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you just crafting with me and your comments. And I would love to know what's going on with you. So I love to read your comments. So always remember to embellish the story. And I look forward to crafting with you on my next video. Bye-bye.